Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. The question of the week, and I mean literally the question of the week, which device I would pick between the HTC U11 and the LG G6. Both phenomenal devices in their own right. Just outstanding. Powerhouse devices. I paid $650 for the G6. It is now $500. It's been $500 for a long time, but I have no regrets in spending the extra 150 smacks on the G6. It is worth it. In my opinion, even now, with what is out, this is a device to look into. The HTC U11, 650 smacks through Amazon. This is my device of the year. Now, I'm only saying that with what I've had in my pocket and in these hands. I'm not talking about devices I haven't reviewed. But for me, this is my device of the year, the HTC U11. Both devices are beautiful aesthetically. They're both durable. They both feel great in hand. They both feel great in pocket. And they look awesome. My eyeballs can't get enough of the beauty of these devices. And I give the edge to the U11. Definitely. It's, well, you can see it gets a lot of smudges. So I have clear cases for these devices. But man, they are just something to behold when looking at these devices. The process that went into designing these two devices. Great job, LG. Great job, HTC. Especially being that this is my first flagship from HTC. Wow. Yeah, you've won me over. At this point in the game, you have won me over. But you got to have performance. It's got to be there underneath the hood or it doesn't matter, right? So, both these devices are awesome. What is running both these devices? You got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821, which you would even never know. The average consumer definitely would not know that the 835 is in here and the 821 is here, and that this one is actually a little bit smoother and faster than the G6. But in using them every day, depending on what you're doing, you're not really going to tell the difference. But because I use devices a lot, and I'm talking about me right now, I can tell that the HTC U11 is that much faster, is that much smoother with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835. And not just that, and this goes for the LG G6 with the 821, is that everything that's underneath the hood is well optimized together. You got LG Skin over the top of Android Nougat 7.0. You got HTC Sense over the top of Android Nougat 7.1. But everything is working together. It's well optimized. And that's where you're getting great performance. And whatever I'm throwing at these devices, I'm getting great performance. Yes, the U11 is going to edge out the G6. It is that much smoother. Okay, so you're going to save more money over here. You're going to get a little bit sexier over here. You're going to get a little bit better performance. But if you bought this as a standalone device, you're not going to miss out in using this device every day, out of pocket, out of purse, in your hand. There's not going to be any complaints. Okay, if this is all I had, I'd be stoked. But I don't. I have both. Okay. Let's go back to the aesthetic look really quick now that you know what's underneath the hood and what's making these puppies work. Okay, let me tell you. You got 64 gigs of internal storage, expandable memory as well. So yes, you can use an SD card. And it's got 4 gigs of RAM. And you got 32 gigs of internal storage, 4 gigs of RAM. And yes, you can expand the memory as well on the G6. So that's what else is underneath. Hiding behind the scenes, all working together. Awesome. So, fingerprint sensor on the back of this glass metal device of the G6, which I prefer in the back, but don't mind having it on the front, but I'd rather have it back here. And you got two 13 megapixel shooters on the back, one being a standard mode and one being a wide angle. That wide angle, when taking pics and shooting video, is just phenomenal. Once you use the wide angle, man, you don't really want to go back. You got the dual flash there too as well, and the G6 logo down below. On the HTC U11, a little bit of those smudges there. Let me wipe that. You got the 12 megapixel shooter, and you have your dual flash there, and you actually have a little mic down here. Okay, and your HTC logo there. The bottom, you have your USB Type-C, and your mics and your speaker grill right there. You do have your earpiece up here, doubles up as a speaker too. So you got HTC Boom Sound dual speakers on the LG G6. You got your mic, USB Type-C. We focus in there a little bit there. And you got your speaker grill there on the right-hand corner of the device. And up top, you have a headphone jack and a mic as well, or two. Focusing on that. There you go. Okay, so with that being said, what I'm going to do is refocus, and I'm going to go into wide angle mode. Okay, I like wide angle. So I didn't show you the top of the U11, which you have another mic up there and your SIM tray. Okay, so your SIM tray is going to be right there, and you have your other mic right here. Now, it does not have a headphone jack. So maybe some of you don't like flashy. Maybe some of you want to save extra money. Maybe you love that wide angle feature and it doesn't have it over here. Maybe that's a deal breaker for you. It's not for me. But maybe the headphone jack not being there is a deal breaker. Well, HTC does give you this USB Type-C dongle adapter to plug in to your USB Type-C port, and then you can adapt the Usonic earbuds into this area right here, and you can listen to your music, watch movies, and listen to your movies or videos or whatever. Okay, if you lose this dongle, you're going to have to purchase another one through HTC. As of right now, I don't know of any other third-party dongles that are going to work with the HTC U11. If you do, please leave that information down below. Okay, I haven't been doing a lot of homework on that. I don't wear a lot of earbuds or headphones. Once in a while I do, but I haven't. I've used these a couple times to listen to some music with these, and to tell you the truth, man, everything sounds about the same to me. Okay, I'm not a trained professional in this area, and if it sounds good to me, you get really no complaints. They work great. My other headphones work great with that dongle that comes in the box. So thank you, HTC, for putting those in there, because you didn't do that with the HTC U Ultra. But yeah, don't lose this if you utilize earbuds and headphones that are wired a lot. Okay, so on the front, you have a 5 megapixel shooter on the G6. You have an 8 megapixel shooter on the HTC U11. So what we're going to do is turn on the G6 and the U11. Now, what I want you to do is look at these displays. You tell me which is warmer and which is a little more vivid. Now, in using both these devices, I'm going to love both of them, even though to me, the LG G6 looks warmer. The HTC U11 looks a little more vivid. Okay, but you can't go wrong either way. Visually, when you're watching videos and movies, they look awesome. Okay, Super LCD 5.5 inch display, 16:9 on the U11. The aspect ratio on the G6 is 18:9 IPS LCD display. It's longer, it's slimmer. You got wider over here, 5.7 inch display. Almost cinematic view. Depends on what you want, depends on what you like. I like both, but I still like the old standard way of what HTC has done here, especially with the new school look on that back, but yet sort of that old school. I don't even know if I should say old school, but it's more of what we're used to seeing on smartphones with that bezel on the bottom and the top, and not so much, but it's almost edge to edge. So that looks sexy. I like that. I don't mind that at all. But I like the look of this on the G6 too as well. Those bezels are really just super minimal. Okay? And I'm not going to struggle as much too with screen protectors and cases working together on the G6 that I'm going to with this raised display. It's a little bit of edge all the way around. Okay, kind of drops down all the way around. So it can be a struggle. I was checking out Donavons' video on a liquid screen protector, and I'm going to look into that. Good job over there, by the way, Donovan. Totally dig that video. But I'm not having any problems with this Super Shields. It's doing fine. It's just that you still can see the edge there, but everything looks great on it, and it's been working with my cases. But you can struggle a little more with this type of display than you will with a flat display like the G6. But again, it all depends on what you want. You want longer, slimmer, 18 by 9, 16 by 9, a little wider. I don't mind either way. I'm having fun with both. I don't know. I don't know which I prefer. Well, maybe this has a little bit more of the edge. I'm a little more old school. It just looks like I'm watching a bigger television. You know, after a while, when I'm watching movies on my smartphones, I forget I'm actually on a smartphone. It feels like I'm looking at a TV. So, you got on-screen buttons here on the G6, and they're your home button's going to be your fingerprint sensor, and your back key is going to be right there, if I can get that lit, and your recent applications down below on the chin of the device. So, do you want them on screen? Do you want them on the chin of the device? Do you like somewhat the standard look of the front of the HTC U11, or you like this longer, slimmer look, 18 by 9 display ratio on the G6? You know, it all depends on what you like and what you don't like. To me, I could go either way. You got a 3300 milliamp battery in the G6. You got a 3000 milliamp battery in the HTC U11. And for me, both are working fine. Yes, the 3000 milliamp battery isn't going to hold up as long as the 3300. Again, these devices are really so well optimized that even in battery life, everything's working efficiently. If I'm using my U11 really super heavy, I'm going to get probably about 4.5 hours. And that's because I may be utilizing it a lot for the channel, you know, creating videos, creating content, uploading through my device and so forth, and just answering a lot of feedback for the channel, doing a lot of web browsing, a lot of homework, watching a lot of videos. Don't play games, don't do VR, but, you know, just doing a lot, 4.5 hours. But if I'm doing moderate to heavy, I'm getting close to 6 hours. I'm fine with that. If I have to plug in once a day, I don't mind doing that. I've told you all that. I don't mind. The G6, you're going to get about another 45 minutes to an hour more on top of what you're getting over here. Okay, but both work for me. Both 3.0 fast charge, so they're going to have fast charge. Both waterproof, IP68 on the G6, IP67 rating, water resistant on the U11. Both take great pics. Both shoot great video. I'm happy for me. Now the question's being asked of me, which one would I pick? Now I'm throwing all this information out there, and usability, functionality, they both are doing great. They both got theming. You can go press and hold and go into theming. LG Smart Home, you can pick different themes. You can set that up. You can press and hold. And you have a little more variety going on with the HTC U11. They give you a lot more to play with and create and actually save that others can use. So you can create a theme, a wallpaper, icons, and then you can save that. And if you open it up to others out there who have the U11, they can actually use your theme that you created. So you got a lot more going on over here when it comes to that. If you pull down, there's Tony. Hey, what's up, Tony? You got your toggle area, and you got your settings area. And yes, you have the, where is that? HTC Sense, where you can enable and you can squeeze, short squeeze, and you can turn on your camera. You can long squeeze and go into an app. Many different things you can do. Do I use it? At first I did, but now I'm forgetting to actually use the squeeze. I really am. So short squeeze, I have it to launch the camera app on a on a long squeeze, I'm going to set it to launch a camera app. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll pick something. But I might pick YouTube or something like that. But yeah, I mean, so let's get out there. And let me show you what I mean by the squeeze. And I've already made a video showing this. So if you squeeze and squeeze again, take a picture. If you squeeze again, take another picture. If you long squeeze, hey, there I am. It takes you to the front-facing cam. Long squeeze again, it takes you right back. So you can choose apps. You can choose a certain type of functionality you want the squeeze to, to work. And you can see the animation. See that animation? So it shows you that it's working. So is that practical? For me, it hasn't become as practical as I thought it was going to be, but it's fun. It's there if you want to use it. On the G6, we pull down. There's your toggle area. Actually got 2 pages there. And if you go into settings, you got all your settings there. One of the things that LG gives you is smart settings and how to set up your Wi-Fi. If you want to plug your earphones in, what app you want to open when that happens. So when I plug my earphones in to my LG G6, it automatically takes me to YouTube. I have away from home turn Wi-Fi off, so I can have Wi-Fi on, and as soon as I leave a certain amount of distance away from home, it'll automatically turn off my Wi-Fi. So I like the smart settings, but there's a lot going on in here that you can check out. And that's the way basically that is set up. Okay. Again, you got HTC Sense over the top of Android Nougat 7.1, and you have LG Skin over the top of Android Nougat 7.0. Everything's working together. Let me go into a quick speaker test here, and you can listen. Of course, you're going to have HTC boom sound. The earpiece doubles up as a speaker, and then you got that speaker grill down at the bottom right-hand corner of the device. And you have only one speaker at the bottom right-hand corner of the device of the G6. But just to show you a little comparison, I'll play a little sample, and I'll turn it all the way up. All the way up, the G6. There you go, little sample. Again, I'm not going to get into showing any video samples. I mean, you can basically look, like I said, at these two displays and see which is a little more vibrant than the other, which is a little more warmer. And that's basically the same way that it's going to show up visually when watching movies or videos. A little bit warmer over here, a little bit more vivid over here, but still two beautiful displays. The speakers sound great. The quality build, the sexiness, the performance, the optimization of these devices, the call quality, the messaging, calls coming in and out, connectivity, and what I do. Remember, there's a lot of things that can prohibit your performance. You might be messing around and downloading stuff you should be downloading. Maybe you are a VR person, a gamer. Maybe you just never set your device down and changes battery life. I mean, so many different things. But with both these devices, for me, when it comes to using them as a phone, when it comes to using them to do homework, when I'm web browsing, watching videos, when I'm listening to music, when I'm just depending on them to perform for me. The functionality of both these devices have been working great. Yes, one's going to be $150 cheaper. One's going to have a chipset that's not the latest and greatest. You got the 835 over here, the 821. But either way, individually, I've been happy with both of them. So choosing one would be difficult. If I needed to save money for what I've had here, I would go for the G6 and I'd be okay without the U11. But if that wasn't an issue, I have the money. I love the U11. It's hard to pick one of the other. You're not going to go wrong either way. It just depends on what you want. If, you know, in creating content, the wide angle in shooting video and taking pics, man, that would be hard for me to give up when creating content for the channel. But if I wasn't a YouTube reviewer, that might not be as big of a deal. You see what I'm saying? So it just depends. So can I really give you a clear-cut answer? Not really. You pick with everything that I've talked about and how I see it, how it's been for me. It's up to you. It's up to you to choose. And that's what I'm going to tell you as far as my answer in which one I would choose. I'm not going to go wrong either way. Again, I can't say it any better than these are phenomenal. They're amazing. My surprise device of the year, the G6. My device of the year so far, the U11. They are monsters. A lot of you call them beasts. They're powerhouse devices. There is a price point difference that may sway you one way or the other. It's like if you asked me which device I would pick over here. This is a lot easier. The Nexus 6 or the Huawei Nexus 6P. I'm going to stick with my Nexus 6. I love that big form factor. I love that big display. That's something that I'm really attracted to, how HTC designed the U11. But for what's coming out new, the G6 gives you that. And it's awesome to behold in your hand. And we know that's what a lot of OEMs are doing now. They're going bezel-less, man. But I hope they never get rid of this. There we go. You decide. Hopefully you enjoyed this long video. Peace. I am out. God bless. Have a great day. Until my next vid. This is my Project 13. You are my Project 13. If I missed anything, please ask down below. You know, I'm not perfect. And if you liked this video, please, I love thumbs up. Leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, donate if you can. I just appreciate your time. I appreciate you hanging out. Be blessed.